Well, the clocks have just changed and it means that there's only really one question to ask at this time of year. Have you got all your stocks and shares or cash in an ISA? I hope you have, because the benefits are too good to pass up. Whether you have the tiniest portfolio or one that runs into hundreds or thousands of pounds or more, having the portfolio inside an ISA or individual savings account means that all your income from it is tax-free. So imagine a sizable income when you retire that is totally tax-free. Other benefits is that you don't pay capital gains tax on any disposals, and you can pass your portfolio onto your spouse inheritance tax-free, and they retain all those tax benefits too. So in this video I'm going to go through opening up a brand new ISA account ready to go, and the deadline for putting any unused allowance into the ISA ends on the 5th of April, after which a brand new tax year begins and the 20,000 annual allowance is reset. So without a minute to waste, let's get straight into it. I'm Anthony, and as always, we're talking money. Now, speaking from bitter experience where I had a broker go bust on me, video to follow shortly of course, I'm very conscious that to have too much money in one ISA may very well take you above the government's 85,000 protection limit. So if you have some sizable holdings, it's definitely worth thinking about opening more than one ISA with different providers so that you're covered by the government's protection if something drastic goes wrong with the brokerage. I speak from personal experience here, but this government protection does work. So my wife and I now have 4 ISA accounts to which you can add a total of £20,000 each every year if you've got that much spare and you can afford to tuck it away. So aside from making sure that your ISA provider is reputable and covered by the government's protection, which by law it has to be, what else do I take into consideration? My trading style is more buy and hold rather than lots of buy and lots of sell trades, so the actual trading cost is not that significant to me. My average share purchase is anything between say £2,000 to £5,000 each. Stamp duty is paid whatever broker you choose, including the free-to-trade brokers. The biggest consideration to me is the spreads on offer, i.e. the difference between the buying and selling prices. Free-to-trade brokers such as Freetrade and Trading 212 have fewer shares on offer, and the spreads are much larger than the traditional brokers. You can, if you like, have a look at my video on the free brokers compared to traditional brokers, and I'll put that up on the screen now for you. I already have accounts with Barclays and Hargreaves Lansdown, so for this new share ISA I've chosen to go with Interactive Investor this time. What attracted me to them are the generally positive reviews, which isn't always the case with brokers, to be honest. I've steered away from the free brokers like Freetrade on this occasion because of their reviews, and also the fact at the moment I can't seem to operate the account from a laptop or computer, only from a mobile phone, which I personally don't like. If you like doing everything on your mobile phone, then they're probably absolutely fine, but remember those spreads are going to be larger with the free brokers. If you don't have any ISAs at all, then the process is roughly the same with any broker. I certainly haven't had a problem with Hargreaves Lansdown, and I certainly wouldn't have a problem recommending them either. So jumping on the computer, I'm going on to their website, which is ii.co.uk. Again, I'll put it in the description below. I check out how much their ISA service is going to be, which in their case is £9.99 per month, compared to £3 a month for Freetrade, £11.99 for Hargreaves, and a maximum of £10.40 with Barclays. I don't tend to trade that frequently, but I see that their trading rates are £7.99 per trade, although they do give a free trade once a month, which is good. It's great. Okay, so I go to their normal ISA application form. They're fairly standard questions here, apart from your title, your name, telephone number, contact details, things like that. They also ask for your national insurance number. This is basically to ensure that there's a check that you don't pay lots of £20,000 into lots of ISA accounts in the one tax year. Remember, you're only allowed to pay in £20,000 in total, and giving your national insurance will allow the government to check that people are not cheating the system. And don't be tempted to put in different national insurance numbers to cheat the system. The government has a longer reach into data and access to banking details than you think, and getting caught will get you a guaranteed prosecution. Also, you have to confirm that you're a UK resident, and if you intend to trade in US shares, there's a separate declaration to make on a form called a W8-BEN form. This is necessarily only if you deal in US shares and earn US dividends. You won't have to pay US tax, as this stems from a tax treaty with the US that accounts for tax on dividends derived from US shares. If you've never intended to deal in US shares, then you don't need to fill in this form. Again, you need your national insurance number on this W8BEN form if you choose to fill it in. Okay, once that's done, you're normally asked to enter your bank details so that you can have your money paid into your new ISA account or indeed from it. So once all that boring form filling has been done and you've deposited your money, I usually make a printout of my account balance, and that should also give your account number and any other relevant information on your new account, and then file it away. This is just personal preference, and it probably stems back to my innate distrust of computer systems and my slightly higher faith in a paper trail, but this is probably just showing my age more than anything else. Anyway, for a bit of fun, I will use this account and refer to it frequently in these videos because I fully intend to literally put my money where my mouth is and invest in shares that come out of my sifting criteria that I make on the Stockopedia platform that I use. So without further ado, these are currently the shares that are coming out of my sift on Stockopedia. Of course, these will change month to month, but at the very moment in time, these are the shares that are coming from it. I'll put in the description of the video the link to this particular video on how to sift shares using Stockopedia, but essentially the criteria that I use reduces the available stocks on the UK market from roughly 2,000 to just a handful. And here they are. This is by no means a recommendation to you that you should invest in the same shares, but I'll show you my gains and losses, warts and all, and you can judge as to whether my strategy is a good one or not. This could be embarrassing, but fingers crossed it won't be. By the way, if you do choose to follow my portfolio and buy anything that I am, that's fine, but do so with your eyes wide open, realizing that I'm no expert. I don't think there's many experts around, to be honest, and can make losses just as well as the next person. None of my purchases are meant to be actual recommendations for you. I'm just showing you how I do it, what I do, and I'll show you the successes and failures at the same time. Whenever I buy a new share, I always set the system to trade me out if the price drops below my trailing stop loss limit of 22.5%. This limit is what I'm comfortable with based on my trading time frame, i.e. the number of years that I've got to, say, retirement and I actually want to use the portfolio. And also it takes into account the dividend yields on the shares that I purchase. Again, I'll put a link in the description where I discuss in some detail when to sell, and it goes into setting stop loss limits and things like that, taking into account time frames and dividend yields. I'll also leave a little bit of cash in the account to start with, just in case I have a new opportunity that I want to invest in, but have yet to have built up enough dividends from the shares that I've purchased to boost the account balance. So there we go, a brand new ISA account with the annual allowance already allocated to the shares that have come out of my sifting criteria. Let's see how this goes. In subsequent videos, we'll refer to this portfolio all the time so you can see and track my successes and failures, my purchases and sales, and we'll have something to refer to. Anyway, whatever happens, I can rest easier by knowing that any income from the account will be tax-free, so long as the government doesn't go and change the rules, and if a portfolio does well, then any sale or withdrawal from the account will be free of capital gains tax too. And on a more somber note, if I do die, which I'm not planning on doing, but you never know, then my wife will inherit this account along with the tax benefits. If you haven't already seen the video where I discuss how often you should trade and when to sell, I'll put that on the screen now, and I'll also put it in the link in the description. So that's it for this video. If you've liked it, please hit that subscribe button and definitely the like button too. It really helps my channel out. And I'll put the links to the sites that I've referred to in this video. But until the next one, I'm Anthony, and as always, we're talking money. Bye for now.